Hey.
You have some special effects going on. I'm not sure. You have some special effects going on. Jack, do you have your Facebook on?
There we go. We're off now.
Okay. All right, cool. Welcome, everybody, to episode 62 of Behind the MasterMinds. We're ESCAPETHEROOMers, and I am Brandon.
I'm Cece, and today we have a newcomer to our public community, Sultans of Solve.
Yay!
Sorry. Oh, it's been a little bit crazy.
One more
today.
time, Sultans of Solve. There we go.
So we're really excited to discuss how this venture started. So let's wrap up our raffle portion of the show quickly.
Yeah, who's the lucky winner? That's going to be for Fireproof Games, a game code for PlayStation VR, Steam, or Oculus.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't
the room VR because we didn't get our Oculus.
We haven't gotten ours yet, so you got to tell us how it is.
Whoever is playing it must tell us how this goes.
All right, who's feeling lucky? Here we go. Drum roll.
Who is it? Karen.
Who is it?
Karen Kate. Oh my gosh.
Karen, congratulations.
She's on a roll.
I'm curious what she has. Does she have all three? PlayStation, VR,
Probably.
Oculus, and...
Yeah. I know her daughter's going to be super happy with that, so yay!
All right, well, let's get to it today. We have 1/3 of the creators of Sultans of Solve with us. Jack, welcome to the show. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We're doing great.
Lovely.
So Jack has co-created the company with his mom Gail and his aunt Carol, who unfortunately couldn't join us today, or they might be camera shy. Who knows? We'll find out later on throughout the show. But we do have the amazing Jack with us. He is a final year medical student at Columbia University in NYC.
Woo!
He will be applying to neurosurgery residency next month. And the Clockwinder is the first game they've created and currently the only one they have for sale at the moment. However, they are anticipating a second game and 2 more for the winter season. All right, we're not going to reveal what it is until the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned.
That's how we get you to say.
That's how, yeah.
So let's start with question 1. The first question is, do you ever sleep? No, that's not really a question, but you can answer that soon. So every time I see you answer my message, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning. That's like usually when I sleep. So I'm like, oh my God, this guy has a crazy schedule. Yeah. So how are you able to come up with a puzzle game in the midst of all this? And how long did it take you guys?
So I initially, the game was initially meant to just be a birthday present for my mom. I was actually, so last year, during medical school, you can take a year off to do research, and that's become sort of a staple for people applying into surgical subspecialties, particularly neurosurgery. So last year, I had decided to take a research year. It was kind of fortuitous, I guess, a fortuitous decision given the fact that the pandemic hit, and I think a lot of my classmates who did not take a research year and were trying to go through the residency application process during all of COVID was a little bit of a mess. So I'm kind of glad I avoided that a little bit. But the decision to take it was actually made well before the pandemic hit, so it was just sort of a stroke of luck. But anyway, I was on a research year, and at the beginning of the research year, before it started, I was on a dedicated study period for Step 1, which is the big test you take in medical school, or one of the big tests you take. It's the one that most people would refer to as kind of the rite of passage. It's Step 1 of your medical licensing exam. And so I was studying for that. I was supposed to take it in March, and then everything got shut down. And so I wound up having to study and keep all that information in my head all the way until July. And I was finally able to take it then because I just, everything in the Northeast was still shut down, but I flew down to Florida to take it. And the reason I'm giving you all that detail is because I came up with the first puzzle on the plane ride back, actually. My birthday is in September. So I was like, I can make a box for September. I'm hoping I can make one by September. And I wound up being able to do so. The puzzle ideas, once I came up with the general theme, being the Clockwinder, I was able to come up with several time-related puzzles. And it kind of flowed pretty well. I would say that the puzzle creation idea was done within a few weeks. And then it was a matter of making the puzzles, which my initial versions of the puzzles, because I have no software, I have no technical abilities whatsoever on a computer, were done on Microsoft Word. So that was probably the most tedious part of it, was trying to make these puzzles on Microsoft Word. And for those that have played the game, you'll know that there are some things that require the right sizes and things to kind of line up. So getting that to be done on Microsoft Word was a real tedious challenge. So that was probably the most time-consuming part. That was probably another month and a half. So all total, maybe about 2 months, 2.5 months.
That's so fast.
Yeah.
To get it done, my portion of it done, and then my aunt worked on like making it more production value for a while. So there was some more time added on that.
Question for you: is this the first game that you created for your mom or for a family member?
Yeah, first one, first puzzle, even first puzzle I've ever made, honestly.
Oh wow!
So like, I never even made a one-off or anything like that. It's just all first time I decided to dive in and see what I could do.
Nice. Yeah, we see some familiar faces in our chats. Angela's here. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of help from the lovely Angela.
A lot of help from Angela. Hi, I'm glad you're on. Glad you're on.
Yeah,
she's nice. Yeah, and hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark, joining us from UK. All right.
Mark is going to be able to help you with the puzzle section later.
Oh yeah,
that's what he's here for. All right. So I love it when a company is made out of family members, as it shows that creativity runs in the family. In this case, what roles do each of you play in Sultans of Solve?
Sure. So I do most of the puzzle creation, or the initial puzzle creation. My aunt handles. I think we all have overlapping duties as well. But if I had to try to give us each a role, my aunt then does a lot of the technical aspects, like making it production quality. She handles the website and the hint system. My mom does a little bit of everything. She's an organizer, so she helps put all the assembly materials together. She is great at taking an idea and tweaking it a little bit. I think I do get some of my creative gene from her. So once I make the initial puzzle, she's always my first play tester, and she usually is able to give me some tips on how to edit things. So that's the majority of her role, is making tweaks and putting the boxes together.
The organizer part, I feel like, is very important in this game, because you have 9 envelopes, and like messing up one sheet like in another would like totally ruin the storyline. So. And organization is not my specialty at all. I mean, if you ever walked into either my college dorm room or my med school apartment, I think you'd see that that's not my forte. My aunt and my mom are definitely better at that, and thank God they're the ones packaging the boxes, because I know I would mess it up. And we'll talk about it later, but the next game is just a behemoth of keeping things in order. So I don't even want to know how it's like a science lab in there with all the charts and graphs of keeping things organized. I don't even want to know how it works, because it's Greek to me.
All right, we'll try to squeeze some more information out of you later on.
Yeah, or we'll just see like your actual processing center in your living room.
Let's see what we can get out of him.
What was the inspiration behind the Clock Winder? I love crime movies, TV series, and like serial killer storylines that just had me from the beginning. So how did that come about?
So the initial thing was actually back last June or May or June. The Deadbolt Mystery Society had a contest where it was like, capture this photo, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. So it was like basically a picture of like a storm cellar, I think, and I just wanted to come up with like a creepy story that would go along with that. It was only a paragraph long or something, and I knew I wanted to take it the murder mystery route, because I'm like you, CC. I like those, especially as part of these games anyway. And I tried to imagine a serial killer that had a motif that would be cool to play around with puzzle-wise. And so can't tell you why I thought of it necessarily. It just sort of popped into my head. What if, there was a guy that killed somebody and arranged their arms like arranged the victim like hands on a clock. And then I was like, all right, what can the name of this serial killer be? And I initially thought Clockmaker, but I thought that was a little too generic. There was already a box called the Toy Maker, I think. So I just went Clockwinder. And that was already, I had written that like paragraph as part of that contest. I didn't win the contest, but
I made my own game.
Yeah, who cares? I won in my mind.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when I was coming up with the box to make for my mom's birthday, I already had a serial killer. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go with that, and we'll see if we can make some time-related puzzles. And it seemed to flow, and that's really how it started.
Oh,
okay.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, like usually the inspiration does come from some sort of like either like an interest or some sort of like competition that we've seen a lot before. Like people like tend to make something similar, but then they come out with their own ways of trying.
Yeah, I think
to
it kind of
do this,
sparks the
which is great.
creativity on wanting to, go down the path and create your own and see what happens.
We recently played Doubled's first game. I really loved it
Last
too.
Resort.
The
Resort.
the narrative's a part of it. So you do write the narrative as well.
I do.
The puzzle.
I do.
Okay.
Again, I write the initial, and then my mom and aunt help edit it, and both for grammar and for like rewording things, because I tend, as you can tell from some of my answers, I tend to be a little too verbose, I think, sometimes. But
So he's wearing his Columbia University
Yeah.
shirt. Where's yours?
Well, I'm promoting for ESCAPETHEROOMers as always. You know,
Okay.
like,
Just
what
like he's
I don't understand what
but
they do.
I don't have one.
I could have worn
Yeah.
with my Penn State University.
Oh my gosh. All right. So there are some really fun and cute props in this game, like gears, claw faces. Are these all produced in-house? Like, is your mom and aunt cutting these with their own scissors?
Yes, they are. My aunt.
Wow.
I mean, you have to see what she is. Literally like a puzzle mad scientist. I give her the initial. If I showed you what the initial thing of those gears looked like, it was on Microsoft Word. I found like clip art of gears. That's all it was. And she was like, well, let's make this into a 3D prop. She got this thing called the Cricut, which helps like cut things in. With Angela, I have to give her some credit too. She was like, it would be better if you had some 3D stuff. And so I was like, okay, I have absolutely zero clue about how to do that, but great suggestion. And then I said that to my aunt, and she was like, all right. And then, I mean, you think I respond late. I get texts from her at 2, 3 a.m. What do you think about this? And so she has this cutting machine that it's actually cuts pretty accurately. It can cut from a printer actually. So it's like, it helps us make these like 3D props. And I want to incorporate more of those in future games.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they worked out well in this one. As far as the clock is concerned, that it's in this game, attaching the hands. It was actually a pretty arduous task getting the hands to be able to move pretty freely without them being too loose. And so we had to go through several iterations of the tack there in the middle to get the perfect one. And so there's the little things like that actually wind up taking more time than you think. But I give all the credit to them with the 3D props. Carol, my Aunt Carol, all the way on that.
Shout out to Aunt Carol and Mom Gail. Yeah.
Nice. So I guess the next step would be laser cutters.
we would love that, if our budget would allow for it.
That's going to be the next
That's
goal.
everybody's Christmas
Christmas
gift list. Yeah, laser cutter, please.
Mm-hmm. So if you haven't tried out the Clock Winder yet, and then you're in luck today, because they are generously offering a free game to be shipped free anywhere in the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah, and our international players can enter too, but you'll have to just cover the shipping costs because they are a very small family company. As we know that also the shipping cost has been a bit crazy lately.
Always a topic, especially for these at-home games. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can type in, I am the Sultan of Puzzles. That is the phrase, the secret phrase to be entered into the raffle. So make sure you do that.
Clock Winder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
okay. It's just for the Clock Winder, or is it for future games as well? Or
this one will be for the Clock Winder, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Oh wait.
What?
Something's happening.
What is it?
Oh no, it's happening again. It always happens around this time and this part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm not going to say anymore. I'm just going to send you what I have.
Hello, and welcome to the madness that was Enigmailed. I've got a cryptic word ladder puzzle for you, Sultans of Solve. How can you get from book to post in 4 stages? So you've got to change one letter each time. So from book to post, the word book to the word post in 4 steps, changing one letter each time. Good luck. And by the way, you do have to dress up That's part of the rules now.
That was not from us, but
Yeah,
that is
actually,
the requirement now.
the source
apparently.
came from Enigma. Yeah, we just got that in now. That is our intel. So from you, if you have it right away, you can solve it now, or you can wait towards the end of the show and or
That was like
have some answers.
That was
or two.
an
Yeah,
assist. I was
yeah.
supposed to get an assist from a mystery puzzler on the side, but it
You
didn't.
have like paper airplanes
Yeah.
being flown around.
That was not the best secret pass. I will say that. But we're going to be trying it again. Let's see. If we can get this
All
one.
right. I mean,
All right, we're good. All right. So
he has the answer already.
Okay.
see. So
Sure.
where are we? I'm question about the rules here. Is it
Yeah.
like I have to make a new word each time, or is it I'm just changing a letter?
You're changing a letter in 4 steps to get it from
Yeah.
book to post.
Right. Which is
So-
the new word every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I change the S to an O, I then have POOK, and then if I change the and then if I change the K to a T, I have POOT, and then if I change I'm going from book to post, right? So if I change the K to a T, I have BOOT, boot, and then I change. I'm confused by the rules here. I mean,
One letter each time.
all right. So BOOK, change the B to a P, POOK. Then change the second O to an S. We have POSK, and then
Okay.
change the K to a T, and then you have post. Is that it?
Is that it? I
That-
don't know.
I
You know
believe-
what? We're gonna leave it for the audience
Yeah,
to
let's-
try a little bit first, too.
Let's let that.
And then we'll announce
simmer.
the answer at the
We'll-
end. We'll give you another shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Uh,
So
well, before we get into it, one more time, if you type in the secret phrase, I'm the Sultan of Puzzles, you'll enter the raffle automatically to win a chance to win the Clockwinder.
all right. Going
all right,
down
let's
with
continue.
our questions.
Yeah.
After that interruption. Although that message did come with you'll need to dress up. So
Oh, yeah. So
even if
I didn't come with my Shakespearean attire, unfortunately. Had I known.
I
you might
thought
need
most,
the 3D cutter at this point.
but I thought it was a requirement. Most game developers have like a Shakespeare costume, like right next
Do
to
you
them.
have one? No.
I can get it. It's right here, actually.
All right, so we're gonna go on first, and then we'll give him a little bit of time. Maybe his secret to password shooter can shoot over something.
Let's see. I'll give it some more thought here.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're gonna go on to our next question first. So tell us about the artwork in your game. Anything original?
Yeah, so I think each game that we make is going to have at least something handwritten original. I mean, hand drawn original, because drawing is another hobby of mine, I would say. So in this one, the obviously the box art was what was drawn.
Yeah.
Nice.
This one?
The was hand drawn there, and for the next game, the box art is not hand drawn, but there is an element within the game that is hand drawn. And then I think we're going to keep trying to incorporate some hand drawn or handmade elements in this. This actually initially in the initial version of the game there was a prop. I don't want to give too much away, but there was a fortune cookie element. If you've played the game,
Yes.
that initially was a 3D fortune cookie made from construction paper, but I found that, especially when I was shipping it for Secret Santa, it kind of got smushed and lost its original appeal. So sometimes the 3D props don't always work, but our goal is to incorporate some hand-drawn stuff in every game and also some handmade stuff in every game if we can.
There was like one
Very
game
cool.
that we played that had a real fortune cookie in
It was pretty stale though.
Well, I didn't eat it, but I'm just saying, like, it was real. Yeah. So you can incorporate 3D stuff.
It is possible.
Yeah. So you have an interesting story to tell the first puzzle, and you told us a little bit about it, but when and how was it created? Like you said, it was on the plane, and it was...
Yeah, so back when the pandemic was going on, like I said, I was supposed to take this step 1 exam in March, and I was supposed to take it. I live in Massachusetts. I was supposed to take it up by my house. I had it scheduled at a particular site, and then everything closed down. And it was sort of a month-to-month thing. So I was like, all right, I'll reschedule it for April. And then it was still closed in April. And then I was like, I'll take it in May. And it was still closed in May. And then it rolled around to June. And it looked like things were opening up. Other sites in Massachusetts opened up. But then like a week before, it was still closed. So it's like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this another month. I'm just going to schedule it where I know things were open. And down in the South, things were open a little quicker than they were in the Northeast. So I scheduled for Florida, and I had to fly down to Florida to take it. And once the test was over, I wanted nothing to do with medicine for a while. So I was thinking about other things, and the idea of making a puzzle popped into my head. And it was on the plane ride back that I started thinking about the puzzle game, and the idea for the first puzzle was created there, in my head anyway.
Yeah. Because, you wouldn't want to be like touching stuff on those airplane
Also,
tables.
I don't think Florida ever closed.
No, they didn't. Hence why I was like talking to my buddy.
They remained open the whole time.
Talking to my buddy who lives in Florida, and he's like, it was like, dude, if your test keeps getting canceled, just come down here. It's like the Wild West down here. We've never been closed. Could have taken it in the middle of April. So I was like, that's going to be what I have to do.
That's real talk. Yeah, definitely.
It was an experience for sure.
Yeah. And you also had mentioned that this game was initially a gift for your mom. Are all of your family members puzzle lovers? Like, how many games would you say you play together or separately till now?
So we found, my mom and my aunt are the biggest puzzlers. My dad will occasionally play, but it's mostly me and my mom and my aunt. We play it. We used to play it together, but we found that sometimes one person would always get certain puzzles quicker than other people, and then that other person would never get to experience that puzzle or that type of puzzle. So what we've been doing is actually playing it separately. We'll either share the elements and pass them back and forth and solve it individually, or we'll make copies of the elements that can be copied, and we'll solve it next to each other. We find that way we can kind of work at our own pace, and also everybody gets to solve every puzzle. And so it's really my mom and my aunt that are the big puzzlers outside of myself.
Oh, okay. So you would say like hundreds of games by now?
Oh, not quite hundreds, but we have we play a lot of. The ones we really play a lot of, the Deadbolt Mystery Society. We play a lot of Conundrum Box and Puzzle, and Angela's games, Soup and all that. We play those. Hinks, we played both versions of Hinks, and I have it from my time in the hospital the last 4 months. I have several Hinks Gazettes built up.
Nice
to play with. So we have our staples for sure. I don't think we've quite hit the century mark, but we're on our way there.
Well, those are all a lot of good games to definitely at least start off with. I mean, like in terms of recommendations,
I feel like those games are the types that, like, from a similarity of design aspect, where you have the narratives and also the puzzle elements are fairly similar to what you like.
Yeah, 100%.
So.
And I would say that there's definitely influence there in terms of how I thought about making my game. Is obviously you're gonna base it on the games that you like somewhat. So there is definitely elements from there in my game, I think.
Yeah. And I'm sure as a first-time game designer, you ran into a lot of obstacles. Does one particularly stand out for you? Maybe the one that first version, how that game was developed? Yeah.
So like my initial obstacles, like I said, everything was made on Microsoft Word. I actually brought an example. So the watch puzzle was actually the very first puzzle that was the puzzle I came up with on the plane, or at least part of it. And this was how I initially looked. It might be fuzzy on the screen, but I basically on Microsoft Word had to insert each individual. So this is a circle and two rectangles. This is like a circle and a bunch of ovals. Like I had to do individual shapes and colorize them and whatnot. And then in the actual game, this is what it winds up looking like. So I would say, in the initial design of the game, some of the issues I ran into were definitely trying to get things to align right on Microsoft Word, especially for some of the puzzles later on where lineup matters. And so sizing that was a problem. And then we still don't have we don't have like a commercial printer or anything like that. So some of the elements we had to print at Staples, and then sizing was a problem there. So I would say sizing was probably the biggest issue in this first game. Making sure everything lined up the way it was supposed to. And then for things that couldn't line up, trying to come up with alternatives.
Right.
Yeah. Therefore, the laser cutter.
Great.
Well,
in your house.
Speaking of like sizing and dimensions, like are most of your boxes going to be the same size moving forward? Are you like standard now?
So I don't know which version of the box you got, But we actually downsized. Yeah, you got a slightly bigger box. We downsized because we realized for this one, shipping wise, we can fit all the envelopes in here. There's not a lot of bigger elements in this one.
Yeah.
Our next game, however, is going to have several bigger elements. That is going to be a box that's even bigger than the clock one that you have there. It's going to be, I think it's going to go box by box depending on the type of props that are involved.
Oh, okay. Well, that comes to our next question. The question the audience has been waiting for. What is the name of your second game and what is it about?
So the name of our second game is called Violent Night. I have a copy of what the box is going to look like here. It is a Christmas-themed box. We have Merry and then Xmas with little X as the I. Again, much like the last one was going to be a birthday present, this one was going to be a Christmas present. So it was designed last Christmas. And we just haven't had the chance to put the finishing touches on it because we were kind of launching the company. I went back to school. After my research year ended, I was in the hospital doing several kind of busy rotations, April through July. So we haven't had the chance to put the finishing touches on it yet, but it is another murder mystery taking place at Christmas time. Your objective as a player, this is one of our goals as a company, is we don't want to be formulaic. So your objective as a player is going to be different in every game. So in the Clockwinder, your objective was to basically find these bodies. The objective in this one is going to be more kind of traditional, to solve the murder. The third box, which is in the planning puzzle creation stage, is going to be entirely different and not going to be a murder mystery, but still going to have a diabolical element to it. And so we always want and then the name of that one, I'll even give a little preview there. The name of that one is going to be Tartarus, a little Greek mythology inspired box. And so that's going to be our goal, is to have your player objective be very different in each game. But for this one specifically, Violent Night, which I'm very proud of, I think it's better than the Clockwinder. It's a murder mystery that you're going to have to solve whodunit, basically.
Oh, okay. So that one, I saw the box. Is that bigger? Like, does the playtime is more, or?
Oh, it's going to be massive. It's my aunt was trying to do the organization. I don't even remember the exact number, but it's something on the order of like 25 to 30 puzzles plus seven meta puzzles. There's going to be large props, and it's a behemoth of a box.
Wow. Okay. And for the next one also, or your next one is going to be a little bit smaller?
Not sure. So one of the unique things for us is on our website, we put a grading scale on each puzzle in terms of the number of puzzles. It's our Turbine rating scale, and each box will get a number from 1 to 5, depending, and 3 being an average, but being an average for us. So we started out with the Clockwinder, which we graded as a 3. So for anybody that's played that, when they see what the rating scales on the next one are, they're going to compare it to the Clockwinder. So 3 is about the average number of puzzles in a box for us, I would say. This next one, Violent Night, is going to be a 5. And so then Tartarus, not quite sure yet. I think it's looking probably like a 4. I think it's going to be somewhere in between, a 3 to 4. Obviously, coming up with a 5 is not going to be plausible every time, and I think people will realize that when they play Violent Night, that this is hopefully we're going to be able to do it again at some point, but it was hard to come up. I think the combination of my love for Christmas and the Christmas season enveloped me with some sort of creative thing, because puzzles were just flowing and flying when I was.
So I gotta ask, is Tartarus, was that supposed to be like a Valentine's Day gift?
No, it wasn't. Certainly not. That one was just, once we realized we wanted to start doing this more than just a one-off or two-off thing, I was starting to think of more boxes, and I've always found it's easier to have a theme. So it was like the time theme and then the Christmas theme. One of the things I've always liked is Greek mythology. So I thought, and you really don't have a lot of boxes out there that have, a mythology sort of theme. Sometimes I think there was a conundrum box with like a Norse sort of theme that I can think of, but you don't see a lot of it. And so that's something I wanted to delve into.
Okay.
Well, Angela said she's really excited about this next game. She enjoyed the first one very much.
Yeah.
And then we have some, I'm not sure if this is your aunt, Carol, but Gotta be a word each time. I think she's referring back to the cryptic.
Back to the puzzle. Thanks. So I actually was working on it a little bit in my head. So let's go book to boot. So you're changing the K to a T.
Okay.
Then to poot, which is kind of a questionable word, but you could make it changing the B to a P, and then changing the second O to an S. You're going to post.
Okay, that works.
I gotta
Book to
double check
post.
on what he said, but let's put that message back again and for the audience.
Yeah, let's
maybe.
watch it one more time,
They
just so
have
we can make
some,
sure we have the clear instructions.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to the madness that was Enigmailed. I've got a cryptic word ladder puzzle for you, Sultans of Solve. How can you get from book to post in 4 stages? So you've got to change one letter each time. So from book to post, the word book to the word post in 4 steps, changing one letter each time. Good luck. And by the way, you do have to dress up. That's part of the rules now.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. Fine.
Okay.
It's 4 steps. We'll go that way. We'll go book to boot, boot to loot, loot to lost, lost to post.
That also worked.
That's 5. Well,
No, that was 4. I counted 4.
but then the way he did it was he only had 4 words.
It's,
I mean,
it's
that's the answer he gave me. So
oh, he only had 4 words, so it's that's 3 steps. So then my
3 steps.
3 steps. Then the initial one, I guess, would be, the book to boot to poot to post.
Yeah, I don't know what the poot is, but he said the third word is boost. B-O-S-T. Boost.
Oh,
Book to boot to boast, and then to post.
This is the two pending words that I don't know.
I
Again,
don't know what BOST is. But
he's Shakespearean, so it could be like
an old English word. That's fine.
exactly. It could be from the old.
There's
Days of
some
yore.
arguments between lots of answers over here.
Yeah, Mark said he thinks somebody just pooted. Yeah, thank you, Mark, for that. Diddy-douche. Where's my diddy-douche?
I don't
No?
know.
Okay.
We might. Oh gosh.
I appreciate that, Mark.
Angela said, boast must be something from the other side of the pond because I can't. No, that's what I'm saying. Mark, can you verify that? Is it from the other side of the pond?
We might have to bring Steve back here.
We might have to do.
We might have to
bring a cryptic forward, cryptic backward.
Oh, God. Wow.
All right. Well,
Okay, Jack.
we haven't even started drinking, but okay, let's.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit out of hand. Jack, I hope you don't have an exam later because it's time for our segment. What is our segment called?
Our segment is called
Eat or drink.
Take a Drink. All right. So the way that we are going to play this game.
Today's questions will be based
Okay.
on the Clockwinder. And since this is your newest and only game, you're going to be like acing this because
I hope so.
A student.
Columbia. Right?
Yeah,
Nope.
represent. So
She's saying you better represent for us. What do you have to drink in front of you, sir?
I have a truly tropical punch. I was hoping that I had a White Claw in the fridge, but sadly I did not. So we're going to go with truly.
somebody
All
took it.
right. Someone
Stole it.
I actually finished all my White Claw. I had the grapefruit in the fridge.
Finally.
So I'm drinking something Cece picked up for me, which is Mr. Brown Macadamia Nut Iced Coffee.
Yes, you did
Interesting.
it. Yeah.
So yeah, get all the answers right so I can finish this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with the first question. You have 10 seconds from after we ask for you to answer. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay. First question. On the pizza pie, how many anchovies are on there?
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, you can get help, but just don't make it so obvious. Like papers.
Help ain't coming. So I'll say 7.
The answer, sir, is 4.
Wow, that's really bad. I might have to take 2 sips.
If you were at 5 or 3, we might have drank together, but that's a little bit off. All right, next one. The first name of one of the hold on, let me make sure it's right. The first name of one of the victims is Adam. What is his last name?
Supposed to be related. Adam Branch. It's Adam Branch, definitely.
Hey!
That's a good one. Okay. So, for a second, we kept thinking that the victim names are very similar to some celebrity names. I thought there was some kind of pun of there.
Oh,
No, everything was supposed to be pretty because it's Oaks Hollow. Everything was supposed to be pretty tree related. So Woodrow Wilson High School was supposed to be kind of tree related.
That's what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
there is a lot of references in there.
Okay.
All right. So we are 1 for 1. Number 3. Here we go. Let me finish asking the question though. What is the name of the restaurant in the game? You get a bonus drink point whether you get it right. I drink twice. Whether you get it wrong, you drink twice. Bonus drink point if you can name the most expensive item on the menu in that restaurant.
Oh, you're talking about the Chinese restaurant. I think is named Lotus. The most expensive menu, ginger chicken. I don't know.
So I hope your can is full because you got to take 2 drinks from there. The restaurant is called Dragon Palace.
Wow. That's a tough question because the initial thing was not a restaurant. We and Angela can attest to this. This was initially our fortune cookie, and because it kept getting smushed, we put in a Chinese menu, and that was all my aunt who did that entire thing. So
right. Wait, don't drink. Only drink 1.
She
came through for you,
but,
Dragon Palace.
A little late, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll give that to you, okay? And I'm going to drink the other one. So you're drinking for the menu because you guessed the wrong item.
Good Lord,
Peking duck. Peking duck is the most expensive item.
$25.
Wow, that's criminal.
That much though.
How could they charge that?
But you got the help.
Duck was in season in Oaks Hollow at the time. That's why.
Oh, okay.
It's not native to the area, so they had to import it and all that.
Gotcha. That totally makes sense.
So worth it.
So worth it, yes, when it's done right.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. The ladder firehouse on the map. What is the house number?
Oh, good Lord. These are really specific.
Yeah.
47?
No.
Whoa! Right on the money. 47.
Look, he looked around. He's like, "Thank you."
No, we don't have any. I didn't bring anything other than the watches. Maybe if you ask the price of the watches, I could help. But otherwise, I have nothing with me. That's all up here.
How do you know?
That's I don't know. Just FYI, our acting is on point right now. Just
oh man!
All right, here we go.
Don't look at the watch.
Yeah,
don't look at the watch. Yeah.
We have one last question for you. It also is a 2-part answer. The same rules apply. You drink twice if you get it wrong. I drink twice if you get it right. First part of it is, what is the second most expensive watch on the magazine page? And bonus drinks points if you can tell me how much it is.
So I'm going to guess that I would have made maybe the Cartier as the second most expensive, and we'll say that was, I don't know, $12,000.
You are so off with both.
Wow.
You can verify the answer for us since you have that there.
Oh, it looks like the answer was the Breitling.
Yes, and
underrated at $8,300.
Underrated. It was really underrated.
The Cartier was cheap, $2,699. Wow.
So just to put a pun on it, you are truly wrong.
Darn right.
Wow.
All right. Thank you so much for playing Think and Trick with us, Jack. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I gotta, think about these things because if I come on the show next time for the game, I gotta be prepared. So I need to make these answers.
Yeah.
So
Violent Night sounds like there's a lot more stuff we can.
There's a lot more stuff you can quiz. I'm gonna have to study more.
You can study more.
Right.
Oh gosh. Well, thank you so much for coming to the show. Had a lovely time. And thank you, audience, for joining us on another episode of Behind the Masterminds. Make sure to submit your raffle entries in before episode 64, which airs on August 27th. And if you're watching this afterwards on YouTube, you can still enter the secret phrase in the comment section. And that phrase is, once again,
I'm the Sultan of Puzzles.
I don't know why.
I don't know where that came from, but
changed,
okay.
But okay, sure. I hope everyone is still searching for these hidden numbers and letters because we're only few more episodes away from submitting to the grand prize to win Mobile Escape.
We're getting close.
12th episode bundle or the gift card of the same value.
Yeah.
Did we see the last
What? See
hidden
what? See what?
puzzle,
There was
the
nothing to
hidden
see.
letter somewhere before? All right. Well, he's not giving any hints anymore. So
I mean, it's all a mystery.
there's one in each episode of 50 to 69. So and next Friday we have puzzle snacks on the show. And
August
speaking of-
20th.
Yeah, speaking of which, we just launched a giveaway on our Instagram today that will run for a week. And we're drawing 3 winners for a book bundle giveaway, Puzzle Snacks, and Laura Hill's new book, Planning Your Escape, which you'll, once you read the entire book, you're going to be like escaping at 100% escape rate.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you should be a pro by then.
Happen. So you should check out the details on our IG on how to enter for that.
Which is at Escape the Rumors on our IG and our TikTok. If you have TikTok.
But then you enter on Instagram.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next Friday at the same time at 4 p.m. And everyone have a great weekend.
Oh, wait, hold on.
What?
We need a cryptic forward from our guest.
Yes.
All right, so Jack, hold on. Let me remove
He's
this
like,
for
I'm
you.
ready to present mine.
I'm going to give you the entire screen, sir, so that you can deliver yours to Puzzle Snacks, however you want to address it to them. Take it away.
All right, Puzzle Snacks, the creator of Sultans of Solve here. We have a puzzle for you. It's inspired actually by a puzzle that was in our game, The Clockwinder, but with a new twist for you. It is called Bookends. And essentially, you will find clues. The instructions will be written on the sheet given to you, but you will find clues, and each answer will be a 2-word phrase. And those 2 words must begin and end with the same letter. So, for example, if the clue was a rug for a feline, it might be a cat carpet, both of which begin with a C and end with a T. If you do it correctly, the circled letters on the sheet will spell out a phrase. So it's kind of a nice little self-check for you. Good luck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if the audience wants to find out what this puzzle is, they must tune in next week.
Yeah.
And we can hopefully solve it together because I think Puzzle Snacks is in for a treat.
I like that. I like it. Wait, hold on. Shh.
Oh my God.
Sorry, we don't have that in our soundboard. Okay, but everybody, thank you so much for joining us for episode 62. Have a safe and cool weekend because I know there's a heat wave going on in New York. And stay safe out there. And we'll see you next
week.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.